You know that sound, that jarring, awful sound of the alarm clock? And for so many of us, what's the first thing we do? We reach for that sweet, sweet snooze button. But what if that little daily habit is actually doing more harm than good? Well, today, we're going to dig into the science behind that morning struggle.
So let's just ask it straight up. Is your snooze button sabotaging your sleep? It seems like such a simple question, but the answer? It's surprisingly complex. Are those extra few minutes of shut-eye a gentle way to wake up? Or are you actually cheating your body out of the quality rest it so desperately needs?
What's really interesting is that there's a genuine debate here. On the one hand, a lot of experts say hitting snooze is a big problem. It can interrupt your REM sleep, that's the really deep restorative stuff, which leads to fragmented, low-quality rest. But on the other side, some argue it can actually help night owls, people who are just naturally wired to stay up late. For them, it might be a gentler way to ease into the morning.
But here's the thing, the snooze button is really just a symptom of a much bigger story. The real conversation we need to have is about the powerful biological engine that's running inside you 24/7, your body's master clock.
So let's pull back the curtain and take a look inside that engine room. This is where the magic, and sometimes where the trouble, really happens.
The star of this whole show is your circadian rhythm. Just think of it like your body's internal operating system, running on a 24-hour cycle. And it doesn't just tell you when to feel sleepy or when to feel awake. Nope, it influences pretty much everything. Your hormones, your digestion, even your body temperature. And I love this quote from the Cleveland Clinic because it just illustrates it so perfectly. It's not a simple on-off switch. It really is like a tiny conductor, making sure this incredibly complex symphony of processes all stays in time to work the way it's supposed to. So how does this little conductor know when to start the music? Well, it all comes down to one simple thing: light. The moment light hits your eye in the morning, a signal zips to a tiny part of your brain called the SCN. That SCN is basically the master switchboard, and it tells your brain, okay, time to cut the production of melatonin, which is the hormone that makes you sleepy. That right there, that's your body's natural wake-up call. But here's the problem. For millions and millions of people, that natural wake-up call is either being ignored or just completely overwritten. That brings us to the ripple effect. Because this isn't just about feeling a little groggy in the morning. A consistent lack of sleep creates this dangerous chain reaction throughout your entire body, and it could lead to some really serious long-term health problems. I mean, just look at this list. The health risks that are linked to not getting enough sleep, it's just staggering. We're talking about a higher risk of developing obesity, diabetes, heart disease, stroke, even certain types of cancer. And it takes a massive toll on your mental health too, with links to depression, dementia, and even Parkinson's.
And look, this isn't just some vague correlation. This is backed by some major research. A huge 25-year study that was published in PLOS Medicine tracked almost 8,000 people. And what they found was a direct, undeniable link between sleeping 5 hours or less and developing multiple chronic diseases over time. If you were sleeping 5 hours or less a night when you were 50, you had a 30% higher risk of developing multiple chronic illnesses compared to people your age who got 7 hours. And that risk just keeps climbing. By the time you're 70, it jumps to a massive 40%. The evidence is just crystal clear.
Okay, I know that was a lot of heavy, maybe even scary information. But here's the good news. You are not powerless in this. You actually have a reset button. So let's talk about the practical, science-backed steps you can take to reclaim your rest and reset that all-important internal clock.
So, what can you actually do? Well, experts pretty much all agree on these core ideas for good sleep hygiene. Number one, and this is probably the most important, consistency. Go to bed and wake up around the same time, every single day. Yep, even on weekends. Turn your bedroom into a sleep sanctuary. Dark, quiet, and cool. Get some sunlight first thing in the morning. That really helps reinforce that wake-up signal. And of course, in the evening, cut back on the stimulants like caffeine. And please, put away the screens. That blue light from your phone actively blocks your sleep hormone.
So really, the takeaway here is clear. We have to reframe how we think about sleep. It is not a luxury. It's not an inconvenience that you can just cut short when you're busy. It is a fundamental, non-negotiable pillar of a healthy life, right up there with diet and exercise. I want to leave you with this one last thought from the philosopher Friedrich Nietzsche. When we are tired, we are attacked by ideas we conquered long ago.
It's just such a powerful reminder that sleep isn't only about our physical health. It's about our mental resilience, our clarity, our ability to face the day. So the real question is, are you giving yourself the rest you truly need to win those daily battles?